Hi, Scorpio. We just had your full moon, and I get the sense that you're feeling refreshed, that you might be even feeling more psychic than ever, and the time to become a butterfly is now here. There was a grievance period that you've been finishing up, because it's not that you feel your vibe is always you. You have your intensities, you have your emotions, and now the world is understanding how you've always lived. And I know that for a long time, in terms of culture, it hasn't been that way. So you have to adapt. And now understanding that for a long time you've had the right idea. And now it's coming back to yourself. And allowing those parts of you to be the most important parts moving forward. So creating that new cycle for yourself comes from grieving a protection and allowing yourself to feel at ease with that. Taurus season is your opposite. And you basically are different versions of the same thing. You project them differently and appear differently as well. And now you get to look at and use Taurus season to take time. Kind of take stock almost. Especially in like where you're putting your energy. So you might spend the first, like up until now, until this reading comes out, or even a little bit longer, just kind of contemplating, taking that alone time that you like. Seems like the cards are kind of feeling the same way. You're not as reactive, but you're not stuck either. The natural intelligence of Taurus season flows through each sign differently. And for you, this could be an extremely powerful contemplation. Again, reinforcing where you put your energy, how you use this contemplation, because, okay, let me speak about this. When you have times of contemplation, times of being able to reflect or meditate or give space to what you've been working on in one way and bring it to another aspect of your life. A lot of times, because of the way that we have developed and what we put the energy towards, whether it's the positive or the negative memories or the trauma, and understanding to have compassion for it all when reflecting. That it's important that you not go and revisit what you've just been healing and bringing to surface for yourself to move on from. Not yet. Use this contemplation to start seeing the beginning of this butterfly effect. What does reborn and being the sign, the powerful sign of rebirth, look like now? It may appear a similar way for a while because of the lack of contemplation about the future and only hashing on the past, which is important. And it's funny because I'm going to bring Pluto into this. Pluto is going retrograde, or did go retrograde already by the time this comes out. And it's about the history, basically. It's about, and if you take Capricorn, the father, the ruler, Saturn, it's a disciplined sign. It's also a sign that talks about personal history being very connected to collective history. And because you are so, and can be so in tune with that, that's why what brings the extra power is that when you are able to start to really direct the rebirth and align it with how you want to move forward and how you want to change in your life, Pluto as well, using Pluto in this retrograde to move through it all in the time that it needs to take, while putting those stakes down in the ground for when the tomatoes start to grow, the vines start to wander, your abundance that starts to spread. Because the power comes from not only how something's offered, but the emotional charge underneath it all, within it all. So the more that you give power to the compassion, the high capability you have to sit back, to handle things differently moving forward, to see eye to eye where you once couldn't, to see a way that maybe an earth sign has been, or this King of Pentacles has been being stubborn about showing you. So that could even be Saturn too. There are a few rebels in the zodiac, and I think they're all rebellious in their own way, but then maybe that's my Libra sun speaking. Your rebellion is the ability to not always agree, especially emotionally, because of the intelligence you gain from that just by being you. But now your psyche is teaching you even more how to actively create that process as you go, because now everything's moving in a way that makes more sense to you. And that also might have you have some people that are interested in you romantically, business-wise too. They might be in the same place, and that's something that you get to change if you want moving forward as well. if things can be managed healthy or worked out in a healthy way and decided upon and given that respect, and also knowing that the humanness behind it all, different places where you once leaned like this way on it can move a little. Because now you know, not only have a knowing about your power, again, this is about using it and directing it. That electricity, it's when water and fire come together, and that's essentially what you are and what the psyche is. So this electricity that you have, that current, that field, is directed wherever you are, whatever you are in contemplation about. So if you can gear it towards what your desires are, or what you want to create for years to come, and in your relationships, you have all the power to do that now. It's also that this is a longer progression. So the rise and the butterfly time, the coming out of this, even more so, doesn't feel the way it once had, which is kind of what I just explained to Virgo. It's a longer progression of it. This is a longer cycle that you're in, even in this place. So it's a magic and magnetic time for you to communicate and use also that current to communicate what it is that you are really here for. If that's to experience pleasure, if that's to, I don't know, go to school for something new. Sorry, nothing's coming off the top of my head. But if you're looking in a new direction, or you're looking to shift your perspective and use this very earthly time in space in the most productive, effective, efficient way for you right now, is to notice what sparks that current, that passion, that part of you that knows exactly, because when you know what you want, you know what you want. And you know what you want, it's just allowing it to be revealed and to use it actually moving forward. And so it's possible that having your heart broken in a certain way has changed things for you too. Because we've talked about this quite a few times in the past few months, and it could have been like, it's been like love has been the main focus for you. And now this is about how that's brought you back to this place. Because it's not like you need people to understand you. You need to understand you as you make decisions. You need to be able to accept sometimes the psychicness of your feelings before your brain is connected to it, which is a very powerful thing that you do. Nothing crazy, no pushbacks. It's just about continuously coming out of the grievance period if you've been in one for a while. And to know that you will be approached a lot about a variety of various different connections and offers. Use your discernment to your advantage and trust yourself. And if you don't talk about it. This contemplation is very much an intimate space for you. And this doesn't have a lot to do with other people right now. It's very much about how you are wanting to approach your way of doing things differently. And you have full support from Taurus season. And you can use this time again to create a lot of change as the year moves forward. It kind of starts now for you. It kind of started for everyone else in Aries season, and this starts now for you in your opposing sign. It's like you knew. So trust that. We'll take a look at the cards, and then I'll do the extended. Just a reminder that the extended will come out check back for that link, because it will come out after this video is loaded, but not like only like a day. And my website is below to book a reading one-on-one with me. Okay, Scorpio, we'll look at the cards. I hope you have a great Taurus season. Happy full moon. I love you. Scorpio. Okay. This change for you is massive. And it's the mirror that you come into right away in Taurus season. That's probably happened already. And it's been happening. And what you're now being shown is that the grievance period is over. Or it's coming to an end finally, for now. And what's left is your content, your ease, and coming back to yourself, to acknowledge yourself, to honor those positive, intense aspects of yourself that connect to your psyche, that connect to your overall ability to be creative. A bird literally just flew on the window right next to me. It was really cool. So your connection to nature, to your own nature. Lightning has to do with the psyche and using that power. Because of the way that you understand, or what you can perceive, it can be used as a very large strength right now to get you back, or even not back to yourself, but to become this part of yourself that you know that's been happening. It's just like a solidifying moment. And with that, you might have a lot of offers that you might not want. When this is a vulnerable place. So I just want to point this out for some of you. When you're in this place, it feels powerful, magical, and it's also very vulnerable. So naturally, certain kinds of people are going to be drawn to that and drawn to you for that reason, moth to a flame type thing. And I do want to say that it would be wise of you to not jump into anything too quickly, to see that if one of these looks particularly, or one of them you feel also drawn to, not compelled, not forced, not overwhelmed, just drawn to see how it can go, to have like some real conversations. And it doesn't have to be around what you've been learning, but it could be closely related, just to see which one of these people can actually handle like you and respond to you, the authentic you, the worthy you, the part of you that asks questions that are so opening yet seem so nonchalant. So this month for you is really simple. It's about taking that time for yourself that you can do, that you do, and that if you don't, that you need to do. Because this is that lightning effect. When you see and gain energy from understanding who you are and how and what you have and what you have to work from, you can work with that to set a whole new map, to create a whole new map for yourself. And it's almost like a nice plan. You know, like as a fixed sign, there's still parts of you that need a plan, need grounding, need, you know, certain things in order. And for you, money is huge, for sure, currency. So it's taking a look at this and then starting to set that in motion through vibing with your own plan. It's like the energy you get from it and doing it gives you this magical energy that you want to be almost alone for. Like, you're really vibing in yourself in a way that is so potent this month, especially it being in your opposite sign, and then the full moon probably made that even more pronounced, that this isn't a month you want to give away too much to others. You know, see if they notice. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean by that? It's like, not that they have to do things in order to get to you, just it's like, whatever, cool. And then whatever. And just chill and notice and observe as you do. Okay. Intimate month, sensual month. Love it for you. And it could also, if you're in a relationship, it can deepen your relationship and strengthen the trust by giving yourself the time you need, but also the time your relationship needs. You know? And it's healing a lot of parts of you, beautiful parts of you, and communicating could be really important. We'll get into these into the extended, which will come after. The link will probably not come out on the same day, so just check back the Patreon link. I'll also have my Instagram link below. If you want to work with me one-on-one, that will be below. Have a beautiful Taurus season, and I'll see you next month, Scorpio.